Hugh Eakin, Picasso's War, How Modern Art Came to America. Dive into the fascinating journey of how modern art arrived in America through the lens of Hugh Eakin's Picasso's War. This gripping book uncovers the tale of passionate art collector John Quinn, who championed the cause of modern art in a time when it was vastly underappreciated. Discover the pivotal role of Quinn in dismantling barriers to modern art appreciation and the tireless efforts of the Museum of Modern Art in finally securing Picasso a place in the American art scene. Picasso's works, alongside those of other modern artists, would eventually transform the world of art and reshape the perspectives of future generations.
America's first encounter with Picasso's Cubism. In 1911, John Quinn, a successful lawyer and cultural conduit, saw Pablo Picasso standing female nude at the first-ever Picasso exhibition in the U.S., hosted at a 15-square-foot loft gallery in New York City known as 291. Quinn was flummoxed by the sharp angles and disorienting changes in perspective of Picasso's Cubist phase, which were pioneering at the time. Nonetheless, Quinn recognized that Picasso was doing something remarkable and was deeply impressed with what he saw. This encounter marked America's first encounter with Picasso's Cubism, challenging the classical art norms that dominated the country at that time. John Quinn and his passion for modern art. John Quinn, a lawyer, became a collector of modern art that led him to help organize the landmark event of the Armory Show in 1913. Although the show was initially met with hostility and laughter, Quinn's aim was to kickstart the overseas market for modern art and to end the prohibitive import taxes on foreign art. As a respected lawyer, he successfully lobbied the government to put an end to the law, which revolutionized both the American and European art scenes. Picasso and his artistic dealers. In the early 1900s, art dealer Daniel Henry Kahnweiler stumbled upon a squalid studio in Paris. It belonged to Pablo Picasso, who was just starting out. Kahnweiler agreed to represent Picasso and other modern artists such as Georges Braque, André Derain, Juan Gris, and Maurice de Vlaminck. Sergei Shchukin, a Russian textile baron, was an early collector of Kahnweiler's artists. With their help, Picasso became a household name. However, competition was brewing with art dealer Paul Rosenberg, who was more outgoing. The First World War broke out in 1914 and Kahnweiler's assets were frozen. His art collection was confiscated and put up for auction, with Rosenberg's brother conducting the auction. Picasso turned to Rosenberg, damaging his friendship with Kahnweiler. The birth of the Museum of Modern Art. This is the story of John Quinn, a wealthy art collector who left behind a staggering collection of modern artwork in 1924. Despite the extraordinary value of the works, they could not remain intact in New York because no museums there were interested in exhibiting modern art. This spurred three socially conscious, modern art appreciating women, Lily P. Bliss, Abby Aldrich Rockefeller, and Mary Sullivan, to create the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in 1929. Alfred Barr, a young professor who had introduced modern art history in America, became the first director of MoMA. Barr brought a fresh perspective to displaying modern art, choosing to display each painting at eye level, spaced apart, on white walls. He also provided helpful texts and booklets for his exhibitions, which helped contextualize the artwork for viewers. MoMA's inaugural exhibition, featuring works by Van Gogh, Gauguin, Cézanne, and Seurat, was a blockbuster hit, attracting long lines and rave reviews. Celebrated as the birthplace of modern art in America, it remains an iconic institution today. Picasso, a turning point for American modern art. In the 1930s, modern art in America was seen as something wild and uncontrollable. However, the Nazi Party and Stalin's regime saw it as a threat, leading to the destruction of art exhibitions. This forced many artists to flee their homelands and move to America, causing a shift in the perception of modern art. The Museum of Modern Art played a significant role in this change, starting with a groundbreaking Vincent van Gogh exhibition and ending with a Picasso exhibition that toured the country and altered American culture forever. Despite multiple obstacles, Barr's determination to showcase Picasso's art at the grand opening of the museum's new headquarters led to one of the greatest exhibitions ever seen in the U.S. The show had over 360 works from throughout Picasso's career and changed the perception of modern art for generations to come.
As the captivating tale of Hugh Eakin's Picasso's War unfolds, we witness how the unflinching determination and devotion of visionaries like John Quinn and Alfred Barr of the Museum of Modern Art helped shape America's art landscape, ultimately bringing modern art to the forefront. The tides turned even more so during World War II, when America's role as a haven for artists fleeing conflict further cemented Picasso's position in the American art world. This transformative journey of modern art in America not only elevated the works of Picasso and his contemporaries, but also inspired future generations to push the boundaries of artistic expression,